In the coming days, Pokemon Sword and Shield will be seeing the release of the second DLC in the expansion pass. I will be the first to admit, I bought the expansion pass solely for the Crown Tundra. I thought it was going to offer more content in the Isle of Armor by like a wide margin, it being a huge expanse of area you could explore and find ancient temples and things like that. Well, I don't know if that statement is true, if it's going to offer more content or not. The Isle of Armor certainly did pull its weight from my expectations, raising them even higher for the Crown Tundra. The Isle of Armor had a very nice self-contained story, character arcs, charming moments, hilarious moments I caught myself laughing out loud at. It was a far more bang for my buck than I was expecting for its price. This has only raised my expectations, however, and I'm more afraid for the Crown Tundra than I was before, especially after I received some news that you can only use rental teams in those max raid dens. And the damage and PP you use carries over between the battles in the gauntlet. Yeah, not looking forward to that specifically. However, I'm still entering with high hopes, and I want to discuss what I'm looking forward to and what I hope will be in the Crown Tundra. Let's go. Probably the weirdest thing I'm excited for is the expedition outfits we'll receive as part of the main story. They look like the Pokemon Ranger uniforms if they were on a mission to the Arctic, and I'm totally here for that. Shadows of Omnia was my jam as a kid. However, a peculiar addition to the uniforms is a red bandana tied around the protagonist's arm. I'm unsure of what purpose it serves functionally, though I'm no survival expert, so I have no room to question it. It's just a little bit weird to me. Maybe it's like if you get lost, you can tie it around a tree and find your way back. It's like a paper trail kind of idea, but I'm not so sure. Maybe it makes like a landmark. I don't know. I'm just grasping at straws here. Again, not a survival expert, not search and rescue, I'm just military. In terms of returning Pokemon, it's not looking good for my boy Gliscor. I've had the same Gliscor since Sinnoh, and it's going to be sad to tell them they won't be joining me on this expedition into the frozen wastes of the Crown Tundra. Sorry, buddy. Maybe when the Generation 4 remakes roll around. Like that's ever gonna happen. However, the catalog returning Pokemon, even omitting the legendaries, is still a fairly decent selection. However, I fear completing the Pokedex this time around is going to prove less of a daunting task in the Isle of Armor, because you needed to find 151 Digletts for that. I don't know how they're going to pull something like that for the Crown Tundra. Don't think they will. Oh wait, you have to go through a gauntlet of Dynamax battles where everyone Dynamaxes the first turn, wasting an attack you could be using on a friggin' shield. Which deals 2 bars, by the way. Just putting that out there, kiddies. You're wasting everyone's time by Dynamaxing on the first turn. Why am I even bothering? Next item. Up next, I'm actually looking forward to seeing new Galarian versions of the original Bird Trio. While yes, it is more Kanto fan service, I must say it is refreshing to see a whole new typing trio that still perfectly works as well as Water, Grass, and Fire. It gives me hope for the future starters of the series. What it doesn't give me hope for is, well, we're probably still going to get Water, Grass, and Fire as our starters. It's just the way Pokemon is. Galarian Zapdos would be a fighting type with the ability Defiant, Galarian Moltres would be a dark type with the ability Berserk, and Galarian Articuno will be a psychic type with the ability Competitive. Personally, I find Zapdos the most appealing as it reminds me of a Chocobo from Final Fantasy, or a really inbred ostrich. I'll name him Dave. Keeping with the theme of the new Pokemon, I'm also excited for the debut of Regieleki and Regidrago, 2 new Regis, one of which was left incomplete by Regigigas due to lack of resources. They're located in a very obvious temple deep in the heart of the Tundra's mountains. Regieleki is obviously an electric type, and Regidrago is obviously a dragon type. Both keep in line with the Regi theme representing a time in human history. Regidrago being the Dark Ages, Regice being the Ice Age. Duh. Regirock being the Stone Age, Registeel being, I forget which, but it was some kind of age. Regieleki is the Thomas Edison age, but didn't he didn't he take someone else's credit? Oh, I invented the telephone! I invented your mother! I don't know. I feel like I'm close to the idea though, so feel free to scream the answer at me in all caps in the comments. Clay. And finally, the thing I'm looking forward to most, the lore. Crown Tundra's landscape offers a very expansive environment, where a large tree stands tall in its central zone, the mountains house an ancient temple hiding Regieleki and Regidrago away, and 3 very powerful birds roam the lands. By the way, there's a strong possibility the 3 birds are roaming legendaries without the annoyance of immediate fleeing, so I'm kinda hyped for that. While Crown Tundra was already stated to focus more on exploration, I'd really hate for them to squander the potential of the environments created in the DLC and not include any major lore for the Galar region. The main legendary of the expansion, that I personally don't care for its design or typing, could majorly tie into the history of Galar if the staff are careful with it. And most likely it will, since it stated to rule over the Galar region in ancient times. But then how was it dethroned? Why was it dethroned? Do Zacian and Zamazenta have anything to do with it? What has anything to do with anything, since Galar's lore is kinda all messy? We'll find out, I hope. But that is everything I'm personally excited for in the Crown Tundra. I apologize if this was a shorter video than you were expecting, but I didn't feel like beating around the bush too much. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and remember to stay safe. Till then, I'll catch you later. Bye!